Dear Evan Hansen is a really bad movie. Just for context, I watched this movie out of like morbid curiosity because I like musicals and stuff. I saw In the Heights and I thought it was okay. I had heard from a lot of people that this musical was like notoriously terrible, even though it won a crap ton of awards. And so I kind of just wanted to check it out. And yeah, it's awful. But I don't like to be a negative ninny, so I'm gonna focus on the good parts of this movie first. Ben Platt was really good in the role, especially with what he was given. He looks a little old, yeah, but like with everything else in this movie being the way it is, that's like the least of the movie's problems. Everyone else is pretty alright too. I like Amy Adams in it. I don't think this is like her best performance, but she's alright. The girl from Last Man Standing is okay in it. Overall, I'm really struggling to find nice things to say about this movie, so let's get to the bad now. All of the songs are like really bad. Like, I've never seen the original musical, so I don't know if they're any better there. But like, none of them were like fun to listen to. They range from like generic emotional ballads to like variations of the like faux like inspirational songs. Like, they sound like the copy of that song from The Greatest Showman. You know that one. Like, you could really just have this story just be a regular movie, and I don't think it would change it all that much. To be honest, I kind of forgot it was a musical at points because, like, none of the songs even stick with you. I, like, literally just saw the movie, and I can barely tell you any single one of them. They're, like, slipping from my mind as I record this video. I'm not even exaggerating. Nothing really sticks out. It's not shot very well. I'm not really familiar with the director of this movie. I haven't seen any of the other movies he's made. But like, every shot of this movie is just shot, reverse shot, and you just don't get the impression that they put much passion into like filming this. Like, just for comparison, I saw In the Heights earlier this year, and obviously that's a completely different movie, but that movie had a lot of like really cool choreographed dance scenes. It had a lot of really cool like cinematography, stuff that sticks with you. And this movie just has none of that. It's so dull in comparison. There are seriously parts of this movie that are just like so flat that I was struggling to continue watching because there's just nothing. Ahead and give Dear Evan Hansen a thumbs down. I would not recommend this movie at all. Don't even hate watch it. It's not worth it. Venom! It's not good. Honestly, the more I think about this one, the more baffled I am that it even got made. On almost every conceivable level, this movie is a complete and utter train wreck, but an entertaining one. So that at least makes it better than Evan Hansen. Weirdly enough, the one actor who kind of holds this whole thing together is Woody Harrelson. Every time he's on screen, the movie is interesting, but when he is not there, the movie is like so boring. This movie is only like 90 minutes long, and you would think that would make it a really easy watch, and it does. But it also makes the pacing of the movie like next level bad. Nothing is developed beyond the surface level. Characters' arcs are kind of come and go. They're kind of just thrown out. Certain characters have like nothing to do, and the way everything is so fast that it makes it doesn't even really feel like a movie. It feels like a cartoon half the time. I went into this movie kind of expecting there to be a lot of so bad it's good moments, and while they are there, they're kind of inconsistent. Like, they show up at really random points in the movie, and they're pretty spread out, which is pretty disappointing. I really wouldn't recommend watching this movie in its like entirety. Just kind of watch some clips of it, because you really won't be missing anything. I can't really tell if Tom Hardy is like bored or confused in the movie, but either way, he's kind of weird. And his whole like gay relationship with Venom is comical in a way. They just argue with each other for the entire movie, and then at the end of the movie, he's like, Venom, I forgive you. And he's like, yes, Eddie, I forgive you too. And they try to have this like boring subplot with Eddie's girlfriend, but that doesn't go anywhere. And then like Carnage isn't even in the movie all that much. He takes a while to get there, and then when he does, he has a few scenes, and then he's killed off. I'm not an expert on the Venom comic at all, but from my understanding, like Carnage is kind of Venom's like entire deal. Like, does Venom even have any other villains beside Carnage? And what are they even gonna do for Venom 3? It just feels like such a wasted opportunity, honestly, because Carnage is cool in this movie. I actually kind of like him. The villain Shriek in this movie, like, she does nothing, and she gets crushed by a bell at the end because Venom, like, slaps her. And I'm just, like, wondering, like, what was even the point of her in this movie? You could have just had her be in the third movie. If they even make a third movie, I don't know if they will. Honestly, the most interesting part of this movie, and the only reason this movie feels like it was even made, is the end credit scene, which just kind of annoys me. I don't like the idea of this version of Venom crossing over with Spider-Man, because they're not really even connected at all. Like, what are they gonna do together? Are they gonna fight? Because in this universe, Venom is more of a good guy than he normally is. I highly doubt that, like, Kevin Feige wanted this to happen. I'm sure that this was like a Sony, like, you gotta do this thing. And that just really disappoints me, because I hate it in movies when they only have something because the studio needed there to be. Like, that's not good for storytelling. When are they just gonna learn to leave the creators alone on this and stop forcing them to put stuff in the movies that doesn't need to be there? So, Venom, I'd give it a thumbs down. Just kind of watch the fights on YouTube and you'll basically get everything you need to out of it. Even the Eminem song that they have at the end is super lame. Like, bro, I was so excited to hear Carnage! But no, it's just a regular song. That's a random point, but it legitimately did bum me out.